Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Dragon's Lair. My name is Brent. Today we're going to be going over some books I got at the Wellsboro Comic Con. It was actually a pretty good weekend. I went and saw Spider-Man Friday night, and then the Comic Con was on Saturday, August 8th. Today's my daughter's birthday, so, it was actually a pretty good weekend, other than having to fix my daughter's vehicle or whatever, but, really excited to see Spider-Man, so if you haven't seen Spider-Man, go check it out. But we also had the Wellsboro Comic Con, which if you've never been, around my neck of the woods or anything like that, Wellsboro is where I was born and bred, grew up there. I live about, 10 miles outside of town. Not a big fan of going back to Wellsboro a whole lot, but that's where I am from. I grew up running those streets and stuff like that. But they do have a shop there called Pops. What is it? Pops Culture, I believe it's called. I going blank now. I always go blank when I start the video. But they started a Comic Con in Wellsboro that's totally free about 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. This might have been the 4th or 5th year of it. I can't remember. But it's a free Comic Con. They get local artists and some of the bigger artists, not like huge artists, but some more bigger that do like Spider-Man or Hulk or whatever, stuff like that contribute to certain comics do come in for some of this stuff. If you're looking for like the big names, you probably won't see them at the Wellsboro Comic Con, but hopefully someday they will. I want to see him get Larry Hama to come in because I think that would be amazing, and that is something that the guy that puts it on has talked about doing. I thought about doing a video, just kind of like a little panorama video of it, but I ended up meeting up with my brother. So we were down there, so I didn't end up doing anything like that, just to show off some of, what it entails and stuff like that. But they get a lot of, like, craft vendors and stuff like that, and there's this dude that does, like, swords and knives, and him and his wife are dressed like Thor and, maybe Jane. I don't know if his wife was Jane or whatever. And they were kind of talking that way and stuff like that, and they were pretty cool. Expensive stuff, but it was pretty cool seeing all them swords and stuff like that. But there's also a lot of comic vendors and stuff that come up, like local shops and stuff like that all contribute to this. But we're gonna go over our haul. I actually I think I spent $27 total between two of the comic book vendors, and we're just gonna go over what we got off them here. They're not in any particular order. I did get this free comic here. Xenoscope Convention exclusive. Pretty darn neat. I don't know. Definitely some killer looking artwork in there. Don't know much about this book, but let's see what we find in here. We'll just go right here. Definitely some killer artwork right there. I mean, come on. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know much about this one, but pretty cool. That was that one table guy said, here, this is free. And he had some cool looking like horror books there. And I almost bought some, but I ended up passing on them. But anyways, back to where we were here. Let me get these in somewhat of an order here. But this first stack here, I paid $12 for. Everything at this dealer was like 20% off the sticker price. So I think it came to 16. He said 12 bucks. So, and there go my dogs. Gonna knock everything over because my daughter's here. But it's just crying. Be quiet, dogs. But anyways, guess I'm doing a video, so please be quiet. That was just my daughter walking up. Never fails. Somebody's always got to show up or do something when I'm out here filming, because the dogs are with me. But anyways, first up we got G.I. Joe number 15. It was kind of stapled wrong, so you do it. It kind of looks like a roll, but it was just where the staples were put. But I didn't have this, and of course it's getting a little bit of a glare. Let's take this out of the bag, because this has my man Quinn on it. And if you don't know Quinn should have got a figure way back in the day, back in the 80s. He was he could have beat Snake Eyes down, I believe. He could have probably beat Storm Shadow down. Dude he was just special forces. He was more Cobra. And this isn't in like the best condition, but of course my man Quinn right there. He was like Eskimo, Inuit, whatever. You know, one of those terms, I believe. But super cool dude, man. They should have just made a figure of him. I think he was just amazing in the comics, and they ended up killing him off. And I think it was issue 19, along with Dr. Venom, I believe it was. Oh, let me find some cool artwork. I want to see a cool shot of Quinn here. Well, here's a little bit of Quinn. There's a little bit of Quinn action on there. You got a little Cobra Commander and Destro and stuff like that, but just an excellent comic. Excellent read from Larry Hama. You know, and I was like, I don't have that in my run. I'm going for the whole run. I'd rather find them in a little bit better condition than what I do find them in, but, you know, I don't have the money to dish out tons of cash like that, so I do kind of collect on the cheap. But anyways, next up we got Cloak and Dagger number 3, which is, sorry about the glare, which is a run I absolutely love. I got a lot of Cloak and Dagger off this one. And we got number 4. These were all $2 books at 20% off. Always been a fan of Cloak and Dagger. And we got number 5. And number 10. And I actually, when I went upstairs, I saw Jared from Heroes, your Mom Threw Out comic shop. And he's like, let me see your haul, let me see your haul. And I showed him to him, and oh my gosh, he's like, this cover right here, he just fell in love with this cover. And that is a pretty darn wicked cover. Why don't we open this one up? Why not? Take this old tape off before I rip a book. Get that on there without the glare. Super awesome cover. I've always loved Cloak and Dagger. I read these as a kid, but you know, I don't particularly remember it all. And how can you not love Doom? Very, very cool. At least I believe that's Doom. Looks like Doom to me. I'd imagine it's Doom. Excuse me. I'm going a little hoarse already. Get that bag in the bag. And then we also got issue number 11, which I can't remember if this was the final issue in the run. If it is, then I completed my run. I can't remember. But there is like a 2 or 4 part series back from the 80s too, I believe, which I haven't completed that one yet. So, and last but not least, the last from that little stack I got, and I don't remember the name of that guy. He had a whole bunch of books there. My brother got some books there too. But we got Marvel Age number 61. Of course, I had to get this because my man Gru was on the cover. This is one I had been looking for a while. But, I mean, come on. It's Gru. So that was very, very cool. Happy to add that to the collection. And on to the next one. Now, this next set here, this guy had regular price books. Everything was 20% off, and then he had like 3 or 4 boxes. I think it was 3 boxes. Now I think about it. 3 boxes of dollar bins. But they were buy 3, get 1 free. So I ended up getting 20 books out of there for 15 bucks. Just stuff that I wanted to read or fill in some runs that I am kind of working on. So we're just going to get right into what we got here. I don't want to make this too long, but first up we got Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine and Nightcrawler. Also in this issue, The Young Gods. I mean, buy 3, get 1 free. $1 a piece. Can't go wrong. Next up we got Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider Special number 1. We got another Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine Blood Feud number 53. Very, very cool. You know I love Wolverine. And we also got number 52 with versus Wild Child. Wolverine versus Wild Child. That's a cool cover right there. Absolutely love that cover. And then we got number 44 in the Den of Despair of Marvel Comics Presents. Got a cool cover of Wolverine. Next up we got the Punisher Summer Special number 1, Crazy from the Heat. My brother went and watched Spider-Man last night, and he's like, man, I love that Punisher character. And I was like, well, that's a series on Netflix. I said, go check it out. So he's like, I'm going to have to go check that out then. So that was pretty cool from my brother realizing John Bernthal was. So next up we've got War of the Gods, Batman number 470. My favorite DC character has always been Batman. So I think I got a couple other Batmans in here, but everything's out of order in this. Like, the dollar bins aren't in any order, so we were just grabbing stuff out. Then we also got Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man while Hobgoblin laughs. Spider-Man is helpless to prevent murder by Scourge. This is number 286. That is just an awesome cover. Absolutely love that. Sorry about the glare. Trying to avoid the glare, but you know, it's sunny outside. We got a bunch of these Marvel Tales. This is number 257 featuring Spider-Man and Hobgoblin. Behind the Mask, a new face of evil. Very, very cool. My man Aaron's a big fan of Spider-Man. Next up we got issue number 258. Spider-Man and Hobgoblin Shattered. And we got 259. This party was a real blast. A little Hobgoblin action. Next up we got X-Men Classic number 48. Pretty neat looking cover. Sorry, my dogs are about knocking my stuff over. I don't know, Wolverine looks like he's melting there or something. Kind of weird, but this is what it is. Next up we got Batman number 506. We got Batman number 509. Interesting looking cover there. Pretty darn neat. And then back to some more Marvel Tales. Like I said, these are in no order. Oh, well, you know what? We'll go back to another Batman here. Batman 471. Beneath the streets of Gotham City, a killer stalks. Very, very cool. And here we'll get into a Wolverine number 105. Onslaught Impact 2 Into the Fire. I'm going for the Wolverine run too because Wolverine's my man. Which I got a good chunk of them. But when you find them for $1 in a dollar bin and just buy 3 get 1 free, you take advantage of that. And then back, last but not least, we got 4 more issues, and these are all Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man, Our Son the Spider, The Parents of Peter Parker Part 2. This is issue number 265, before I forget. Very cool. Getting it on with a kingpin there. And then we also got number 264. Pretty neat looking cover there. We got number 260, Hobgoblin Caught in the Spider's Web. And we got number 253, the thrill pack conclusion of the most requested Spidey saga of all, Vampire at Large. Marvel Tales featuring classic Spider-Man. This is a giant special size issue. Very, very cool. But that is it for my haul from Wellsboro Comic Con. Like I said, if you're ever in the area, it's usually like the first or second week of August. Definitely stop in and check out the Wellsboro Comic Con. It's nothing huge, but it's free, it's fun, it's great. A lot of people come and cosplay. There was some guys come up that are like Star Wars and stuff like that, and they were all like dressed up in troopers, like clone troopers and stuff like that, and a lot of kids running around just dressed up as whatever, making their own costumes. So that is pretty awesome. It's a great way to just open the community to comic books and stuff like that. But anyways, that's all I got for this one. I hope you guys liked what you saw. Like, comment, subscribe. It's all cool. It's all good. Thanks for watching, and Zoltan.